Welcome to your 2020 Grant Planning Bootcamp. Before we get into the details about how to plan your 2020 grant writing and your other academic writing, I just want to explain the difference between a goal and a project. And the way that I like to think about this is using the analogy of an Olympic athlete. So their goal is to win an Olympic gold medal. But when you think about that goal, there are a lot of factors that are outside of that athlete's control. The weather that day, how well their competitors have prepared. Maybe they get the flu when they're at the athlete's village. There are all sorts of things that are outside of that athlete's control when it comes to actually meeting their goal. But having that goal is really important because it provides that motivation and that fire to do all of the training that leads up to that goal. So the reason that I want to frame it in that way is because goals have to have a bit of that friction associated with them. They need to have a little bit of something that's outside of your control. Whereas a project is about the sort of the details and the process that you need to get through to achieve your goal. So when we think about goals and projects in that way, a goal is accountable to an outcome, like a gold medal, whereas a project is accountable to a deadline. So again, if we're using that Olympian analogy, the goal would be to win the gold medal, but the project is the training, right? The project is, today we need to work on our aerobic fitness, and today we need to work on a teeny tiny aspect of our technique. And then we have another project that is working on speed. So those are all of the projects that fall into the training component with that goal always in mind. Ultimately, that's what you're trying to accomplish. So again, the way that I like to think about it is you need to have a goal so you can figure out what the projects are going to be, but then you kind of forget about the goal and just focus on the projects because those goals have so many components that are outside of your control. If we put it into a grant writing context, the goal is to get funded. But there are a lot of factors that are outside of your control that are just not that are not possible to factor in to the project planning. But having that goal, knowing that you want to get funded, provides that motivation to lay out your projects in a way that will get you where you want to go. Just like an Olympian, you know what it's going to take to get all of the training and prepare yourself to win a gold medal. You can do everything right and then let the chips fall where they may on the day. In the same way, you have a goal to get a certain amount of funding by the end of 2020. And so you need to lay out your projects, your training, in a way that will get you there. And again, let the chips fall where they may. So that's the difference between a goal and a project. And that's what I want you to think about when you are choosing your goals for 2020, because in the next series of videos, we're going to talk about how to actually break down those goals into the various projects over the course of the year. All right, that's it for today. I will see you tomorrow.